this week is going to be a good week in the Nick 10. The game that probably a lot of people will be talking about this week, Belvedere North at Harlem. North needs to win to stay in the race, and Harlem dodged a bullet last night again.
They've done it a few times. I'm very, very interested in this game because I tell you what, Belvedere North has been so impressive this year. Even last night in the loss, very, very impressive. Like you said, the big game for them to try to stay in this race. And Harlem's undefeated right now, but they're kind of the undefeated team nobody's really talking about. They dodged a bullet last night with Boylan. They dodged one with Guilford at the beginning of the year. Freeport played pretty well against them. They've had some interesting games. We'll say that, and so this will be a big test for Harlem as much as it is for Belvedere North,
because they're two different teams. Because Harlem still just pass the ball on and do a lot of things.
And both teams got a chance to make a statement in this game. Belvedere North can kind of say that, hey, we're staying in this race. Obviously they'd be a game behind Hononegah, but it's a big game for them to say we're staying in this thing. But Harlem, it's their biggest test so far, and they've got North left, they've got Hononegah left, they've got Auburn left. It's Harlem's first chance to really make a dent in this conference race.
Harlem, I go there a lot, and they got their banners up to tell which conference races they won and all that stuff. The football one's pretty bare.
It is, I
don't remember the last. I should have took a picture of it, but
98.
90 were you there?
Yeah,
they had good stuff during.
Yeah, they might have won one in between there before Boylan started ripping them off there all those years in a row. But 98. They won.
It's not real full, though.
Very, very good team in 98. But and that's the thing. They've been so good the last 10 years, but just haven't been able to quite get over the hump. Maybe this is their year. They haven't been necessarily impressive despite the 4-0 record so far, but they've got a chance to make a statement next week.
And two of the big three are still two of the big three.
Yeah,
Harlem and Hononegah.
Oh, yeah, there's
they're
no
both
doubt about
undefeated.
that.
So
exactly.
That does show you something there. And Jim Morrow's done a great job.
He has. He's done a great job.
And they got great depth. They got a lot of kids out.
Yep.
And they got turf field.
Yeah.
Which you're probably glad about. Let's take a look at the rest of the Nick 10 this coming week. Week 5 will be over halfway done with the season. We were just talking about that with Tom. Hononegah at Belvedere. Hononegah better not be celebrating too much that north win, because Belvedere...
that's going
to be a good matchup.
Not a game to sleep on right there. Revelinsky there, the quarterback for Belvedere, can do a lot of things. I do. He's a very good player.
Is he the kid you got in trouble during basketball? Because he wasn't tough enough? Which kid was that you gave a...
No, that wasn't him. That wasn't him.
Aaron Pearson put the whammy on you and blamed you for it.
He kind of put some words into my mouth there. But that's okay. I'll tell you, that was Barnes, who ended up playing well the rest of the season. But no, Revelinsky does a good job there at Belvedere. They can really throw the ball. Hononegah's got the great defense, and they got Chandler back now playing quarterback. Brunell, doing some things in the return game, playing
D1
defense.
Players.
Exactly. So, Hononegah will be favored, but that's not a game you can sleep on going in there, that's for sure.
No, and a game that you might want to go to is going to be a lot of fun to watch. I know Guilford's 2-2 and Boylan's 0-4, but they both played well at spurts, and they both gave Harlem a good game. That could be a good game, and they don't like each other either.
No,
basically.
Boylan's going to be looking for the first win, and they've played well the last few weeks. So I think they're going to be fired up to get that first win. And Guilford, though, they're probably looking at it as, hey, this is our chance. Guilford's had some good teams over the years.
They need 3 more wins. So.
Yeah. They've had some good teams over the years that, maybe went 6-3 or 7-2 in the conference, and they went into Boylan or close to Boylan or whatever, feeling like they had a chance, and then they ended up getting just wiped off the field.
A couple times they did, too.
I think that I think Guilford's, licking their chops a little bit, saying, hey, we've got a chance here to maybe to pull one out here. I think that's going to be a very, very good game when you look at things.
Freeport's won 2 in a row. I saw East again last night. Folks, I say it, and probably Boylan might be at 0-4 is pretty good too, but East is not a bad football team. Alex Moore did a great job. Marquez Brown last night running. They are a good football team, and everybody keeps telling me in the Rockford School area, East will be a challenge next year for everybody. They're a challenge this year. Yep. That'll be a good game.
It's a huge game for Freeport. They're one of those teams that could maybe sneak into the playoffs 5-4, 6-3, depending on how their season goes. But this is a game that you got to win if you want to do that. They've been through Harlem and Hononegah and lost. They still got I think they got Belvedere North and Auburn still left to go. This is a game that you've got to win if you're Freeport. If you want to have a chance at making it into the playoffs.
In East, they'd have to win 5 in a row to make it there. But I'll tell you what, Gary Griffin's done a night. That's a football team.
Oh,
they went from night to day in 1 year.
Yeah,
so it's interesting.
That's not a team that you can show up and take a break against.
No. And Jefferson needs to put their big boy pants on next week. And I'm not picking on them.
No, but that could be a rough one.
They're in the same process. They're playing Auburn. If Auburn wins that game, it's a Rockford City Challenge game. They'll be 2-0. Guilford will be 2-0, and for the third year in a row, that'll decide who wins the trophy for the Rockford City Challenge. So
in Auburn, I think just looking to keep working on some things and get themselves right after that Belvedere North loss. I think they really took that one rough. They kind of took it out on Belvedere last night, and I think poor Jefferson could get the brunt of that again.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
No.
NUIC, we've been watching that a lot.
Yes.
And the big game, probably the game in the region.
It's one of the top games in the state.
Yeah, Dakota at Leon Winslow, they're 1-2, right?
They are 1-A. They are 1-2. Both teams are just dynamite football teams. Both play great defense. Both run the ball really well. Both also have quarterbacks. They're not going to throw the ball a lot, but they've got quarterbacks that can make plays if they need to. That is just going to be an unbelievable game, and probably a preview of maybe the state semifinals, and there's a decent chance that you're state champions in that game.
Also a game to watch next week, the Big Northern Conference West, Stillman Valley at Byron.
Yeah.
That's the backyard rivalry.
Yeah, that's going to be a great game, I think, as well.
And Stillman Valley can play football, folks.
Yeah.